Hi everyone, how are you all doing today? Today has been a very challenging day for me. There have been a lot of emotions in the air, and I wanted to talk about thoughts today because that's been a very big theme for me, and I'm working through some things, but thoughts are extremely powerful, and they're a lot more powerful than we give them credit for, because we think that a thought can just be something, when in actuality a thought is a beginning of a creation or a belief, right? The thought is the first step. Before anything else happens, the thought comes in first, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing. And thoughts create then the direction of the words, of the energy, of the actions that come afterwards. And it can be really hard, coming from someone who has dealt with anxiety and depression for a long time. Thoughts definitely have a very big power over how you can feel as a person. And it's really learning about which thoughts do we want to believe. When we have different thoughts come into our head, we have the choice to choose to follow a thought or not, and to continue believing in a certain thought, which then develops into, words and actions afterwards, or, deciding that this thought is not going to help me and going against it. However, when you have gone through a certain pattern, let's say you have a destructive pattern of negative thoughts towards yourself, or towards a certain let's say negative thoughts towards yourself, it's hard to stop because it's a habit, because it's become normal. And when we fall into these patterns of repetition, that's the danger. The one thought itself, it's a one thought, and then we can continue with it or not. But what's dangerous is that when we fall into the pattern of repeating the thought over and over and over again, because we do it naturally. No matter what, when you're trying to remember something, what do? You repeat it in your head several times. When you are looking at something or trying to learn something, you have to repeat the knowledge or whatever you're trying to do over and over again. So repetition of a thought is easy. However, choosing the thought to repeat and then fully believing in it is the other limb or arm that needs attention. And that's the challenge. That's where the challenge is to understand which thoughts to believe in and which thoughts to not. And I've been working on myself for about 6 years now, and working on my depression, or I'm not depressed anymore, but I used to be severely depressed. And the thing is, what's scary is that we get so used to mask ourselves, right? And it's so easy for old patterns to come back up, when we're not feeling well, to just say, oh, we're okay, and brush it off, or instead of actually voicing what is going on inside of us, or bringing attention to what's going on, because that's what's scary. When we what's scary is that we don't know how we're gonna react when we actually shed light on the things, these repetitions inside of us, these parts of us that are more scary, that have been holding us back, or that can be really triggering. And all of that starts with a single thought. You know, at one point in your life, somebody said something, or you heard something, or you thought something, and it imprinted in you. And then it repeated over and over and over again until it became a belief. And changing that is really difficult. It takes time and it takes dedication. And even for someone like me who has been working on their mind and their thoughts for 6 years, there are moments where they come back. You know, these harder thoughts, these thoughts that, you know, can pull you down. And that's okay. And the thing is, now, because of the work that I've done, it's easier to deal with them in a certain sense sometimes. But they're still there, and they still come up sometimes through a different trigger, right? There's something that goes on in life that triggers those thoughts, and then they come back. And it's about choosing how you want to live your life. It goes back to all choice, and it goes back to responsibility of who you want to be and who you are as a person, right? And choosing to live that life instead of being ruled over by negativity or thoughts. And the thing is, most people, because they're so scary, the thoughts are so scary, we don't want to deal with them. And we choose to give our power away to somebody else, or to a certain thing, or to, you know, a substance, which turns into addiction, or can turn into, what's it called? Like a people-pleasing disorder, or, I mean, it's not a really disorder, but people-pleasing, or just feeling like you don't have any choices in life because you've given your power away so much, because we don't want to deal with these thoughts. It's really mind-blowing when we spend time just sitting and thinking about it, and when we realize that everything comes back to our minds, our thoughts, and our desires. Everything starts from within. Everything that we feel, create, everything that's around us has been created from our deepest energetic desires. Whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, and it's a vibration that vibrates through us, and it's hard. And that's why I believe that people think life is hard, because we've made it hard for ourselves. We made it complicated. Why? I don't know. I don't know why sometimes I choose to make things really complicated for myself instead of choosing the easy way out. I don't know why sometimes I choose to listen to the thoughts that bring me down instead of bringing me back up. There are so many reasons, and there's so much work and individual attention that needs to be put on every single person, because we all have our own baggage. You know, every single person deals with something different, and every single person needs to deal with their own things. And when we don't, that's when we choose to give our power away. because we don't want to take responsibility. We don't want to believe that it's because of us that we live the certain life that we do. Or we don't want to believe that we would intentionally hurt ourselves over and over and over again, right? Because we wouldn't believe that why I'm a sane person, right? Why would I decide to do something that would hurt me? And that's okay. You know, we all have our own things and we all need to go through it. One day at a time. But the first step is to actually be brave enough to take responsibility for our own thoughts. To take responsibility for what's going on inside. To be real with ourselves and to sit down and to actually process it, whether it's alone or with someone or with help or however you choose to do it. Taking responsibility for what's going on inside is the hardest thing anyone can do, but it's one of the bravest things anyone can do. And that's the work. Right? And that's why we come and we sit here every day. And today, my challenge was to come and sit here. I had to go through a lot of mind ups and downs before I was able to make myself sit here today. This morning, it's not even morning anymore. It's 3. But I'm here out somehow, and with some convincing, I managed to make myself sit down. And I'm going to sit here with you for 10 minutes and I'm going to listen to myself. Because this is the work. And I know that if I don't, that I'm just hurting myself over and over again. And I've been there. I've done that. I've been in pain. I've chosen to give my power away. I've chosen to ignore myself. But I don't want to do that anymore. And if you are listening to this, you probably don't want to either. You probably have this voice inside of you that knows that you want something better for your life. That you want and you know that you can do better. But it's just making yourself do it. And that's the hard thing, right? Is to take the steps, the action. But it starts with our thoughts. It starts with the ability to believe that we can do it. So for the next 10 minutes, we're going to sit together, we're going to breathe, and we're just going to listen to what our body needs. We're going to listen to our thoughts and allow our thoughts speak. Trying not to judge ourselves, trying not to compare to anything. Just observe what comes up. Let your mind speak the truth that it needs to speak. And through that is the first step, right? That's the first step to getting you to understand yourself deeper and deeper. So let's do this together, right? We're here together. So whenever you're ready, grab a comfortable seat. I really encourage you to have your journal with you so that you can journal at the end of the meditation to help you process anything that you heard. I'm going to set up my timer and we're going to start. Okay. So grabbing a comfortable seat, You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or you can find a drishti, a gaze point on the floor in front of you. Make sure that it's something that seems neutral and that doesn't move, so that you're able to turn inwards and listen to what's going on inside. You can place your hands onto your knees or into your lap, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Taking a deep inhale, filling your entire lungs with air. And exhale, let it go. One more time, deep inhale. And exhale, release. And last time, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. And just breathe. And so for the next few moments, we're just going to feel our bodies, letting ourselves ground and slow down. Keep breathing in and out. Letting your body breathe naturally. Slowly start to relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and feeling your body get heavier and heavier. Feel your energy land and ground into the earth beneath you. Feel yourself connect to the earth. When you're ready, you can gently step into the observer's seat and just tell yourself that you're just going to observe whatever comes up, whether it's physical or mental or whatever it is. You're telling your body now that you are here to listen, to observe, and that it can speak openly and truthfully, and that you're not here to judge or criticize. You're just here to listen. At the end of the 10 minutes, I will let you know when time is up, and we'll slowly come out of the meditation together. Wait, I'm doing a meditation. I'm doing a meditation.
You're recording it?
Yes. Slowly coming back into your body. Slowly coming back into this moment. And when you're ready, just step back into the observers. You are here to listen to what your mind and your body have to say. There's no need for anything else but just to listen. Taking a deep inhale, filling your entire lungs with air, and exhale, let it go. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing soft movement back into your body. When you're ready, you can gently bring your hands over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch. And slowly make your way back into the space. Welcome back. So I really encourage you to journal about anything that came up. If you manage to listen to yourself, I'm sorry about that person coming in, my mom coming in during the meditation. But you know, when things happen when they're supposed to happen, so it's okay. It was an extra challenge that needed to be brought today. But thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow is our last day of our series. And yeah, it's been an absolute honor doing these meditations with you all. It's really powerful to sit and just listen to yourself. So thank you for all of those who have joined me live or watched the recording. Have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead of you, and I will see you all tomorrow morning for our last meditation together.